So we are back again with Impact Economy 2015, and I'm here with Arthur Brock, and he's going to talk about one of the other breakout sessions that happened at the same time as with Marty. So could you tell us what the topic of the discussion was and what you guys were able to discuss?
Yeah, we were talking about deep wealth, which we gave a presentation, or I gave a presentation about earlier, which is kind of a living systems model of wealth, understanding kind of how shallow our current numeric ways of looking at things can be, but that we need deeper ways of being able to measure and map and make things visible in order to coordinate some of the deeper levels of value that really make living systems alive. And the idea was that it was a breakout looking at more practical applications of that. And I think we talked a few practical things, but mostly there was still a lot of kind of trying to grapple with the whole story. And one of the things we were talking about is map versus territory, and currencies as a kind of living map, flowing living map, where the currencies are symbol systems that are representing flows actually happening in communities, in ecosystems, in economies, and that there's lots of different kinds of value that you can map. And there's a tension between, do we try to map everything? And I think there was a pretty resounding no about that. You can't make the map into the territory. It can't ever become everything. And it's probably a big mistake to try to map things that are working, because you kind of introduce new dynamics and friction. And so you may want to focus on what are the things not working, where we can see those things. What are some of the other things we talked about? There was some pushback about my expansive use of the word currency, because I use the word currency to mean something very different than money. And I clarified why I think all of these things that I talk about, reputation currencies and all that kind of stuff, are in fact currencies, because there are rules about the issuance of the tokens and transaction, even if the rule is you can't transact it. And sort of co-function with other currencies, and retirement or expiration or redemption, and all of these currencies, even if it's a Amazon product rating, there's rules about I can issue one, I can write one, but if you write one in my name, you've kind of counterfeited my rating, right? So there's all these things kind of follow those patterns.
So you went into currencies and your definition of it, but you actually had a very clean way of describing why it is that you chose to apply these specific definitions based on what is kind of like a first principles approach to the real definition of the word, or where it came from.
Right.
Could you give some of us that context?
Well, the word currency comes from the Latin currere, to run or flow, and same root as currents, and all of that. So for me, I'm kind of reclaiming the word. I'm not claiming that it's normally used this way, but to specifically mean the shared symbol systems that we create to shape, enable, and manage flows on a collective level, right? So it's how we have that shared map. Yeah.
That's actually perfect.